A flock of birds shooting across the sky wakes me. I blink and then yawn, stretching my arms high over my head. Feels like I've gotten a decent amount of sleep.
Ha!
I frown. Was that Leona just now? Her voice was really faint. I hear a roar of wind. Another flock of birds shoot up into the sky from the distance. I look around and realize Leanna's nowhere in sight. The others are still sleeping soundly. I kick off my bedroll and scramble for my sword, rushing out to meet her in the field. By the time I get there, Leanna smiles, seemingly satisfied, and sheathes her sword. Hey! She comes.
Oh!
She turns around.
Good morning!
She stiffens, flushing, her eyes squeeze shut.
I mean, good morning.
Morning. Leanna shifts from side to side. Her whole body seems strained and tight. Why is she suddenly so awkward around me? Are you ready for practice?
Right. About that.
She glances away as if she's suddenly fascinated with something on the ground.
I actually just finished.
I blink in surprise. Really? She nods, scratching the back of her neck.
Yep.
But we always spar together. Leanna's cheeks flush, but she holds her smile.
Yeah, but you just seemed like you could use the rest. I didn't want to wake you.
Oh. I nod, but Leanna's voice sounds a little too chipper. I can't help but feel that there's more to it. Is she avoiding me? My stomach squirms at the thought. Leanna shifts uncomfortably. The sun stretches on, making the air thick with tension. Things have been so crazy that we never had a chance to talk about the kiss. This morning is the first time things have started to feel more normal, and it's clear we have some unresolved feelings. Maybe that kiss was just on a whim. Maybe she doesn't want to pursue anything further. I guess there's no point staying out here. We head back to camp and find the rest of the team to be awake.
Greetings. Did you enjoy your practice?
Yes, it was good. How did you sleep?
Quite sufficiently.
She turns to me.
A significant amount of time has passed since you last attempted to open a temporal rift. Since you've absorbed more energy, perhaps now would be a good time to attempt it again.
What? You want me to do that now?
Yes, we have resolved our mission with the Cloaked Brotherhood, and we are refocused on our search for the temples. It would be an ideal time to try again.
I remember my last attempt in words. Wasn't it a bit of a disaster last time? Amelia shakes her head.
The ability to open the rift is there. I believe if you focus, the cast may be more refined.
Alright. Leanna looks worried, but she doesn't say anything. I'm curious, but I decide not to ask questions. I focus on stilling my mind instead. For once, I don't need Leanna or Amelia to guide me through what to do. I close my eyes, taking in slow deep breaths. Gathering the energy within, I shoot it down my arm as I try to visualize the rift. I'm taken off guard by how fast the energy shoots down my arm this time. I open my eyes. The wind roars and flares up around us. Amy and Leanna are speaking, but I can't hear them over the wind pounding in my ears. My heart automatically leaps at how strong the magic is, but I quickly shove the anxiety back down. I can do this. I grit my teeth. It's an effort to extend my hand against the gate. The storm looks about even stronger. The trees groan and sway, and then nothing. Nothing happens except for this fierce biting wind. I hold on a little longer to see if anything changes, but it doesn't. The weight of the magic feels like it's settling deep into my bones, making my arm as heavy as a stone. Exhaustion ripples through me, and my arm slops down. The storm ceases. Leanna breathes out a sigh and smiles.
Thank goodness.
She seems more relieved than necessary. Was she concerned about me casting or something else? Can't tell.
This is extremely curious.
I jerk my head up. Amelia's face is a blank sheet. She taps her chin.
It seems you are still a complete failure.
Leanna's jaw drops.
Amelia!
As you are able to summon more energy than before, I have come to the conclusion that you will not be able to cast a rift until you've absorbed even more energy.
I nod, disappointment curling in my gut. I was hoping to get a step closer to home. I feel like I'm making no progress with these rifts at all.
However, your cast was exponentially more powerful than before. Your ability to manipulate energy is increasing at an unprecedented speed.
That's a good thing, I think. Amelia knows. I just have to keep trying, that's all I can. Should we start heading to the water temple then?
Yep.
We jump and whirl around. Stop sneaking up on us! Kara stifles aloud. She seems to be back to her usual self again. I'm glad, but I still wish she stopped surprising me all the time.
Which way are we going?
We should begin journeying towards the coast. As I am not positive on the temple's exact location, I do believe it will be near a large body of water. Costa Coral is a coastal city which best matches the description of where the temple may be located.
Kara grinned.
It sounds like we'll have to pass through Illumia to reach Costa Coral anyway. We should make a stop there.
Amelia's brows crinkled
Is there not another way we could travel? I have already mapped out a course which would circumvent the academy.
Kara raises a brow as she takes a look at Amy's makeshift map.
This would take us very out of the way. It'll add on at least another week or two of travel.
Leanna places a hand on Amy's shoulder.
It'll be alright. This may be a good opportunity for you to confront your professors.
Amelia's frown deepens. She seems to be lost in thought. Leanna smiles softly.
It'll be okay. Really. Boy.
Logo bows at Amy's feet and flashes her an encouraging grin. Amy still looks a bit worried, but after a moment she nods.
Thank you. Perhaps their feelings towards my field study will be swayed if I show them all the information I have gathered on our journey hence far.
Kara ruffles Amelia's hair.
They would be crazy not to, Amy.
Amelia blushes. She clears her throat.
Thank you. Let us find Zack and be on our way.
After we find Zack, we clean up the campsite. We gather our supplies and start again on our journey. We walk across the rolling grassy hills until we find ourselves back onto the path towards Illumia. Kara and Zack lead the way. I notice Zack walking a little closer to Kara than usual, but he keeps his arms crossed. Each time she catches him staring, the smirk grows more and more evident. Are those two together now? Thinking about Zack and Kara suddenly has me wondering about Leanna and me. What are we? Are we a couple? Or was Leanna just caught up in the moment? I suddenly remember that kiss again and my face goes hot. My gaze snaps to Leanna's hands dancing at her sides. They look so small and delicate. My heart rate picks up. Reaching out to grab someone's hand is way less nerve-wracking than leaning in for a kiss, right? Besides, she made the first move with Wind Temple, so now it's my turn. A small smile tugs at my mouth. I pick up the pace, so I'm suddenly walking beside her. Trying to be as nonchalant as possible, I turn my head away and silently slip my fingers between hers. Leanna flinches. She glances at our clasped hands, and her cheeks turn as red as poppies. She turns back to the group, probably to make sure no one's watching. When it's clear no one is paying attention, she looks at me with a soft smile. She gives my hand a slight squeeze. Her fingers are soft, and her hand feels surprisingly small, practically swallowed by my own.
Hey, Leanna, do you remember where we...
Kara turns around and stops. She raises her eyebrows.
Oh,
Leanna squeaks. Her face burns scarlet, and she drops my hand. A small smile slides across Kara's face.
oh dear. I'm so sorry. Am I interrupting something?
Of course not.
Zach and Amy stop. They turn to see what all the commotion is about.
What's going on?
Kara pins us with a knowing stare. Her eyes shimmer with something playful and mischievous. She's definitely going to call us out.
Oh, nothing.
She spins around on her heels.
I didn't see anything.
Zach arches an eyebrow.
Really?
Well, actually, there was this really beautiful flower, and I thought it'd be very nice if someone picked it for me.
Never mind.
Kara links her arm through Zach, and he stops asking questions. She leads him ahead and Amelia trailing behind. Kara continues to flirt with Zach the entire way, while he pretends not to be interested. Leanna and I chat quietly on the way, there to kill time, but Amelia barely says more than a few words. She's been unnaturally silent for most of the journey. The Pongo falls asleep inside my scarf, while Kara leans into Zach. I can see the tops of Illumia's building peeking up from behind a hill. As we start to get closer, the bustling of the city becomes louder and louder. I begin to recognize the stone buildings and intricate crystal lamps. Kara grins.
Looks like we finally made it.
Amelia lets out a soft sigh.
Indeed, it appears so.
The city seems even more crowded than the last time I was here. Maybe it has to do with the time of day. So, are we just passing through here, or are we making a stop?
Well, I have a few things I want to take care of while we're here.
Same here. I'd like to check in with some people.
Amy is silent. Leanna sends her a sympathetic glance, patting her on the arm.
Just remember, everything's gonna turn out fine.
Amelia doesn't look too convinced, but she knows.
Perhaps it would be best to meet at the inn when all of our matters are accomplished.
Yep.
Then it's settled. We'll meet back up at the inn in the evening.
With a nod, the group splits up and goes their separate ways. Amy's wanted to be at the Mage Academy, and I think she could use some moral support. I retrace my steps to the academy and spot Amelia along the way. Hey! Amelia shuffles to a stop. Surprise flickers across her face.
Oh,
She
hello.
She barely seems to register I'm there. Her mind is clearly somewhere else. She must really be worried about facing the academy today. Hey, it's gonna be okay. They might be angry at first, but you're a lot more capable than what they've been giving you credit for. They will have no choice but to see that. Amelia blinks.
Your confidence does provide some solace to my distress.
Of course! You can't possibly stay mad. They can't possibly stay mad when they realize how much this adventure has benefited your studies. She pauses, mulling over my words. She's so quiet that at first I'm not sure if I've convinced her, but eventually she nods, that familiar spark finally returning to her eyes.
I find your evaluation reassuring. I hope you are correct in that assessment.
So, got any ideas about how you're going to convince them?
I do. I plan to show them all the research I've gathered on our journey hence far.
That's cool. What kind of research?
A continuation of Elderissim's research into the temples of the ancients. I also have extensive notes on your impressive and accelerated mastery of casting and fighting.
Wait, what?
Of course, those findings I will not be sharing with the Academy at this time.
Oh, that a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. Oh, good. She cocks her head to the side as she examines me.
Your bewilderment just now was unexpected.
Sorry, it's just I was worried you were gonna tell them about me, and that they'll find out I'm from another world. But I'm glad they're leaving that out.
I believed it to be quite obvious that I would not be providing that information.
I smile at Amy, showing my gratitude. She may seem a robotic at times, but she really does care about her friends. Thanks, Amy. That's nice of you. She winks.
After all, it is irrelevant for my report.
Oh. Amelia turns and starts walking away. Hey, wait! I followed her through the Academy's wrought iron gates into a familiar grassy square. There are fewer students out here today than when I was with Leanna, but most of them are in class. A few students in red and blue cloaks glance curiously at us as we pass. In fact, I receive a few more curious looks. Why are they staring at us? Amy doesn't bat an eye.
Their stares are directed at you. As you are not a student, they are merely curious as to the reason for your visit.
Oh. I thought maybe they knew about you or something.
I am just one student out of many.
She makes a fair point. I don't know most of the students back in my university either.
Come, we should go this way.
We enter the castle and Amelia leads me up a spiral staircase. Our footsteps echo across the stone as we travel in silence. Amelia's expression is impossible to read. I'm not sure if that's a good sign or not. She leads me into an open room. It looks like it's a library or a study hall. A few students peek around their backs to get a glance at us, then return to whatever they were doing. We push to the back of the room and into a small office where a woman wearing flowing black robes sits at a desk. Her long teal hair is still and thick, but her amber eyes are creased with fine wrinkles exposing her age.
Professor Odessa.
She looks up at us, then lowers her quill and purses her lips into a fine line.
Amelia?
Amy remains silent. The professor's gaze slides to me and she raises a brow.
Oh, you brought a friend.
Yes, he is one of my travel companions.
I see.
She folds her hands together.
I'm sure I don't have to explain to you what must happen now that you returned.
I am well aware of the consequences of my actions.
Professor Odessa nods and pushes herself to her feet.
Then you know that I must alert the council of your return.
Amelia nods. Professor Odessa's expression softens. She places a comforting hand on Amy's shoulder.
It is good to see you again.
Thank you, Professor.
Let's go then. The council is very upset with you, with good reason. But I'll make sure you have a chance to speak and explain yourself.
Again, Amelia nods.
The sentiment is much appreciated.
Professor Odessa hesitates as her gaze lands on Amy.
As I mentioned, he has accompanied me on my travels. I would wish to have him present should the council have any questions about my whereabouts or research.
Very well.
I stay quiet as I follow the two of them through the academy. I feel very out of place, but want to remain supportive of Amy. Eventually, we pause in front of a set of double doors. Professor Odessa pushes open the doors and they creak resoundingly. A group of row professors sit around a large table. The chatter ceases when we enter and all eyes turn to us.
Professors?
They nod in greeting. Professor Odessa steps aside to reveal
I
Amelia.
call upon the council to hear the case of Amelia Estelle.
She takes a seat among the professors while Amy steps up.
Greetings, professors.
Their faces are stern.
Amelia Estelle, you left the Academy against the will of your professors with no indication of your whereabouts.
I indicated my location within the message I left behind.
He glowers at her.
Yes, in Ember Mist, a fictional city.
With all due respect, Professor, Ember Mist is a very real location.
Another professor chimed in.
Amelia, please take the council seriously. The consequences of your actions could be quite severe.
How severe exactly are these consequences? Can't you get a spell?
The only permissive reason for prematurely departing the Academy is if on a sanctioned field study.
I was on a sanctioned field study.
Sanctioned by the Academy.
I understand, Professor, but if I may ask, what more could I have done to be granted a field study by the Academy? My numerous attempts to acquire one has unequivocally been denied without a clear explanation.
Professors glance at each other.
Any declinations of field studies would be due to a poor fit between student and study.
Amelia frowns.
Can you please elaborate as to how I am a poor fit? I have proven myself a sufficient mage caster in my classes. I have completed all prerequisites necessary to obtain a field study without fail. As such, I am one of the most ideal candidates for a field study.
Your maturity level and ability to communicate with your peers is lacking. Your premature departure from the Academy is a prime example of your immaturity.
I do apologize for my actions, and I recognize that my method in obtaining my field study were unorthodox. However, my research from the study has been most enlightening. I am confident should you hear what I have to say, you will be in agreement.
Amelia, I don't know what sort of situation you've gotten yourself involved in, but I can assure you it is not a field study.
Amy opens her mouth to retort, but the professor holds up a hand, stopping her. This isn't looking too good. Maybe I should step in. Can you guys hear her out? I think you'd be surprised. Professors seem to see me for the first time, then glare.
Young man, this is private academy business. You shouldn't be allowed to.
Professors, he is one of my associates who has accompanied me on my field study. I would request that he would be allowed to remain.
I, for one, would like to hear what Amelia has to say.
The professors quiet down as Professor Odessa fixes them a stern look. She then gestures to Amy to continue. Amy nods as she gathers her thoughts. The tension in her body relaxes slightly and she stands taller. She glances at me and I flash her a grin. She's got this.
On my journey, I have come across substantial information about temples of the ancients.
Professor Odessa's brows shoot
An
up.
interesting and unusual subject.
Amelia nods. She digs deep into her bag and pulls out several scrolls. She rolls them out across the table, revealing notes, symbols, and elaborate sketches. I crane my neck to get a better look. I knew Amy had been keeping detailed notes, but the amount of details is still very impressive. The professors gather in a circle and lean over the table to examine.
As you can see from my findings, using previous notes from Eldorism, I have successfully accessed the temples which were forgotten by society. Each one has high concentration of energy.
Professor Odessa grins. She sips her half-moon spectacles up her nose.
Elder Eason's research was incomplete.
Correct. I was able to use the research to orient myself to the general location of each temple. Once closer to the area, it was a mixture of cross-referencing notes with anecdotes from the fellow travelers, which helped me pinpoint each temple's exact location. For reference, the fire temple was located in the ancient city of Ember Mist.
The professors pause at the mention of embers, then continue to pore over the notes. Professor Odessa looks up at Amelia, her eyes sparkling. A whisper of a smile is on her lips.
I have to admit, this is impressive work.
notes are meticulous and well documented, and the findings are worthwhile.
The others murmur and nod in agreement. Amelia says nothing. She seems to be holding her breath.
However, I believe I speak for the group when I say this is incomplete.
Amy blinks, and the shock is evident on her face. Her brows knit in worry.
Which means, I propose that you continue on your Academy-sanctioned field study, while we review the current research you have collected.
The professors glance at each other, and then agree in a chorus of nods and murmurings. Amelia breaks into a broad grin as her eyes widen with hope.
Really?
She's so excited that she practically squeals the word out. Immediately, she claps her hands over her mouth. Her face turns deep.
I agree.
Despite my better judgment, your research is most impressive. I too agree.
Then it's settled. You are officially on your field study assignment for your eligibility to join the rank of Magecaster upon successful completion.
Amy clears her throat.
Thank you. This is a great honor.
She inclines her head, her bangs covering her eyes, and inclines her head. Professor Odessa smiles and pats her on the shoulder.
Of course. Well done.
I can practically feel the embarrassment shimmering off of Amelia in waves. She lifts her head, her face still slightly red from her outburst. The other professors still seem a little baffled, but it's clear they're impressed.
I think we'll be seeing great things from you, Miss Estelle.
After being dismissed, Amy and I exit the council room. Congratulations! This is amazing news!
Yes.
Suddenly she squeals and latches onto me in a tight hug. Whoa!
Thank you. It was with your assistance that I have finally acquired a field study.
That was all you. But I'm glad I could help. Gently, I return her hug. Just as suddenly, Amy lets go and smooths her hands. When she looks back up at me, she's regained her calm and collected composure. The only hint of her previous excitement is in the sparkles of her eyes. You ready to go back? She nods. As I follow Amelia out of the academy, I see Professor Odessa in my peripheral vision. She sidles to a man who looks to be around her age. He has a white stripe within his dark hair and wears knight's armor. Does he work for the Mage Guild? Ignoring the two, I catch up with him. We make our way out of the academy. Once we reach the streets of Illumia, we part ways. Wandering through the shops of Illumia, I catch a glimpse of the white armor turning the corner. Is that Leanna? I'm ready to catch up to her and tap her on the shoulder. She stops and turns around. A small smile lights her face.
Oh, hey!
Hey! Are you taking care of some shopping while we were in Illumia?
Not exactly. Since I'm back in the city, I figured I should stop at the Mage Guild and file my report.
Report?
I have to give an update on the energy spike anomalies. We know now that they were caused by the temporal rifts.
My stomach gives an unpleasant twist. She's going to be reporting on the temporal rifts. Wait, you're not going to mention me, are you? Man shakes her head.
Don't worry. You're a byproduct of the spike, not the cause of it.
Oh. The anxiety lessens in my stomach. Well, that makes sense. But what will happen if the guild determines she's solved the case? Does that mean you're going to be assigned to another case? The other one is surprised and harassed.
Oh, no, not at all. I haven't discovered the cause of the rifts or the anomalies, so I haven't completed my mission yet.
Do you know how long you're going to take? grins.
Why? Are you gonna miss me?
Of course! Every second without you, my heart hurts. Yeah, I'm playing so loud.
I think you'll be alright for a few hours. Well, I better get going. The sooner I file this report, the sooner I can move on. I'll see you later today.
Yeah. Watch her turn and disappear into one of the buildings with gold lettering on the sign hanging above. It's just as intricate as the surrounding ones. I guess I better go find something else to do. Knowing Zack, there's one place he will be for sure, and after what transpired between him and Kara in Bridgewick, I'd guess the Kara is with him. Following my hunch, I make the familiar trek back to the end. I do make a couple of wrong turns, but all in all, I find the inn without much trouble. Just as expected, Zack is at the bounty board. I begin to approach when I spot a familiar, long, luxurious brown ponytail come into view. Kara joins Zack at the board and smiles up at him. He glances at her, then folds his arms. They stand like that for a few minutes, and Zack turns to face Kara.
Hey, Kara.
Yeah?
He hesitates. Kara arches her mouth.
I'm gonna go get my dischargers checked out.
Oh,
She blinks in surprise, then fixes him curiously.
okay.
Do you wanna go with me?
Her eyes widen.
You're asking me to go with you,
Yes.
like me and you,
Yes.
as in us,
Yes.
together.
Do you wanna come or not?
No, I'm busy.
Zack chokes.
What?
Kara.
I'm just kidding.
She latches onto Zack's arm and snuggles into his face.
I'd love to come with you.
Zack's face turns pink. Coughs.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Together they begin to walk out, and neither one of them notices. I'm about to follow them, then I remember I'm not a creepy stalker, so I shake them out away. Watching their retreating forms exit the inn, I quietly follow them out. I guess they're a bit occupied. Maybe I should do something else to pass the time. I decide to spend the remaining time on my own. I head to the marketplace. After browsing the stores, I feel strangely nostalgic. I recognize a few of the items being sold for my first time in Illumia. I have mixed feelings about that. Have I been here so long? Things which previously made me wonder have now become normal? Either way, this is probably an indication that I should meet back up with the others. I don't want to die into this rabbit hole again. As I head towards the end, I run into Liana in the street. She grins, her cheeks flushed as she pauses to catch her breath. I glance at the mountain of groceries huddled in her arms.
Hey!
My stomach gives a pleasant little swoop at Liana's voice. Hey! Ready to meet the others? She giggles.
Actually, since you've been such a good boy, I think you deserve a reward.
What do you have in mind? Liana grins, her face slightly pink.
I wanted to make you dinner.
Really? She nods. My stomach gives a low rumble, and I realize I haven't eaten anything since breakfast.
Is that okay?
Are you kidding? That's awesome! I can't wait. Liana giggles. Where are we going to cook this up?
My place.
Your place. She smiles and nods.
Yeah, I live here in Illumia.
That makes sense. She must have stayed at the inn last time to keep an eye on me. But even more importantly, Liana is inviting me to go to her place. Hello. My pulse quickens at the thought. I nod at the grocery bags. Let me help you with some of those. Liana smiles.
Thank you.
shelves a few bags into my arms. They're a lot heavier than I expected, but nothing I can't handle. I follow her through the city until we come to a small cluster of apartments. She leads me into a tall stone building and then shows me inside. Whoa! Her clothes are sprawled across the living room floor. There are a few piles of laundry she has to put away, and a blanket is left unfolded on the couch. Several pairs of boots have been kicked carelessly out to the side. This is not the kind of room I was expecting.
Oh my gosh!
Leanna drops the groceries on the ground and begins frantically collecting her clothes. Her hair falls in front of her face as she bends down, but not before I see the bright flash
I'm
energy.
so sorry!
A smirk slides across my face. Who knew such a proper mage night could be so messy?
It's not like that. I mean, it doesn't always look this way. When I last left, I didn't realize it'd be such a long time before I returned.
Leanna's face turned very red. I sniffed. Uh-huh. I'm sure it doesn't always look like this.
It doesn't!
I gave her a pointed look. Leanna finally sighs. She slouches.
It's usually worse.
I knew.
In my defense, I didn't expect to bring anyone back.
She leads me into the kitchen, probably eager to change the subject. We place groceries on the
Any
counter.
special requests?
Leanna Dawn's specialty dish. She goes,
Great! Stew it is!
Of course it is. Is that why we eat stew everywhere we go? Leanna goes,
Yep. Okay, let's get started then.
do you want any help? Leanna shakes her head.
No, thank you. This is something I want to do for you.
My heart tumbles in my chest. A huge grin spreads across my face. You sure? She nods. Well, I can't wait. She beams and then starts unpacking the groceries. I sit down at the counter and watch her get to work. Ken and I talk and laugh as she prepares the meal. Steam curls her hair around her face as she hovers over the stove. The air simmers with the smell of stew, making my mouth water. My stomach gives an impatient rumble.
I think it's ready.
Leanna scoops the stew out of the pot and places the bowl in front of me. She takes a seat across from me. We dig in. The stew is still pretty hot, but I'm so hungry that I shove it straight into my mouth. It almost burns my tongue. I yelp, taking a large gulp of water. Leanna laughs.
Be careful, it's still hot.
Yeah, found that out the hard way. Taking another spoonful, I carefully blow on it before drinking it again. It tastes okay. It's definitely edible, but it lacks in any kind of flavor or seasoning. We've had Zach cooking our camp meals for so long that I'd forgotten what Leanna's cooking tasted like. She watches me hopefully.
So, how is it?
I love it because you made it for me. Her cheeks start painting and smells funny.
I'm so glad you like it.
We talk about how her day went at the mage camp. Sounds like she was able to get everything she needed reported and submitted. I fill her in about what happened with Amelia at the academy, and she's both happy and relieved for her. When we finish dinner, I'm left with a full and satisfied stomach. I'm so full.
I should have warned you to save room for...
Suddenly, Leanna's face.
Oh no! I forgot about the dessert!
Like I said, I'm super full, so it's no big deal. Dinner was more than satisfactory. She rushes to us.
Hang on, let me go out and grab some ingredients.
Wait, the
I promise it'll just be a few minutes!
Leanna runs out and slams the door behind her. I hope she doesn't stress herself out looking for something. I pause, looking around. Without Leanna, the place feels quiet. Really quiet. I sigh, drum my fingers against the table. Now what? Silence is killing me. Nothing to do, but just wait for Leanna to come back. I wouldn't want to invade her privacy by sniffing around. I breathe a sigh of relief when the door flies open.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
She's a little out of breath, but she holds up a container of strawberries in one hand and a bottle of whipped cream in the other. I like strawberries, and I like whipped cream. Seems like a good choice to me.
They complement each other so well.
She grins and hands me a plate.
Here, have some.
I do. The whipped cream melts across my tongue, and the strawberries ripe and sweet. I can see why she was so happy after trying these. Wow! These are really good.
Told you!
We spend the rest of the night talking and laughing over dessert. It's only when her eyes start to get heavy that I realize how late it is. She must be getting tired. It's getting kind of late, huh?
It's not that late.
She quickly masks the yawn, then looks sheepish. You were saying?
Sorry.
It's already pretty dark out. I should get going. As much as I don't want to leave her company, I rise to my feet. Leanna leads me to the front door. I step outside onto the porch. The soft glow of crystals casts a warm, sunny light over our heads.
Well, good night.
Good night. Leanna takes a step closer, and my heart jumps. I bend my head down to reach her just as she lifts up on her tiptoes. Leanna winds her arms around my neck and kisses me. Her fingers comb through my hair as her soft sigh fills me. The taste of strawberries and whipped cream. She smells like vanilla and too much sun, and suddenly I feel myself spiraling and melting, cupping her cheeks to ground myself. I smile and kiss her again, slower and softer this time. We say our goodbyes, and I navigate my way back to the inn, feeling lighter. While I return to the inn, I'm surprised to see the rest of the team still downstairs. They greet me as I approach. What are you guys still doing up?
We all said we'd meet back here at the end, didn't we?
Kara keeps her tone light, but I can see the mischief dancing in her eyes. So, you're waiting for me?
The hour is quite late. There was a possibility that harm could have befallen you.
There is also the possibility that something, or should I say someone, had you a bit distracted.
Kara meets my gaze, but I quickly look away. My cheeks feel hot. I don't know what you mean.
Speaking of whom, where's Leanna?
I look sharply at Zach, but he remains as stoic as ever. Kara pretends to think.
You're right. I haven't seen her all evening either. You wouldn't have happened to see her, would you?
Now that you mention it, I may have come upon her at some point in the evening. Kara's eyes twinkle playfully. Not like that. Just meant I saw her.
Of course.
She's gonna stay at her own place, so you guys don't have to wait up.
And how would you know that Leanna has her own place here, young man?
My cheeks heat up. Kara smirks at my reaction.
Oh.
She looks like she's about to say more, but I interrupt. Anyway, now that you know that I'm safe, I'm going to bed. Maybe you should all too? Amy nods.
It is quite late, and we must depart tomorrow.
As she heads upstairs, Kara and Zach stand. She turns to him.
Make sure he stays safe in his bed. We wouldn't want him to temporarily go missing again.
My face flushes as she winks at me. Ignoring her, I head upstairs listening to her giggle behind me. Once secured in my room, I flop onto the bed. The pungo bounces happily beside me. Oh, you've been waiting for me? He bounces an affirmation, then snuggles against me as I crawl beneath the blankets. Zach gets into his bed too, and for once I'm grateful for his silence. I don't think I can handle any more teasing. Before long, I drift to sleep with thoughts of Leanna and strawberries.